So I hear you have a Green Hornet myth for us.
I sure do. Here's the myth. The Black Beauty, our car, has been riddled with bullets in a car chase. We drive into an elevator to escape. The elevator lifts up our car, and the back half of it actually gets sheared off as the elevator goes up. But the front half of the car is able to drive out of the elevator, keep on going.
Now wait a minute, isn't the Black Beauty a Chrysler Imperial?
Sure is.
Well, those are rear-wheel drive cars. If we cut the back end off, won't the front end just sit there?
It would, had my amazing partner Kato not made our car front-wheel drive.
He's tricky like that.
Kato magic.
Okay, it sounds like a good story for us. Can a bullet-ridden car be cut in half by an elevator, and can it still drive afterwards?
Drop me by the elevators, I'll take it from here.
After the Black Beauty has been shot up, it takes an unintentional ride in an elevator.
Drive?
Front-wheel drive.
Which leads to a two-part question. Would the car really bifurcate like this? And given that it's been converted to front-wheel drive, could it actually make good its two-wheeled escape?
So can you guys actually do this or what?
Oh yeah, we're gonna build our own freight elevator and just go for it.
Yeah, you know what? This is gonna be pretty straightforward to test. We'll just drive the car halfway in, push the up button, and see what happens.
But you know what? First, we need to get our own Chrysler Imperial, then give it a Black Beauty makeover, and then fill it full of holes.
Have fun. I'll be waiting right in this room. I don't care how long it takes.
He seems nicer in the movies.
While Seth waits for results, Grant gets busy with the delivery.
Now that's a pretty car.
And to transform her into the Black Beauty, she needs a film prop makeover from an expert. Step up, Kari Byron.
I got a little bit of intel on the Black Beauty from the movie. Now, they used as many as 29 of this identical classic car to shoot the movie. They needed them for all sorts of uses. They needed one in pristine original condition. They needed one to shoot up. They needed one with guns on it, one to squish. Our Black Beauty is going to meet its death in our elevator rig. Not before I trick it out a little bit Black Beauty style.
When I see all the work that Kari's put into making this look like an exact replica of the Black Beauty, it kind of breaks my heart. I don't want to see it destroyed.
My version of the Black Beauty is totally completed. Changed the grille, tinted the windows, Gatling guns, green headlights, grenade launchers, missiles, flamethrower. I just don't think I can be the one to shoot it up after all this work. I think I'm gonna leave this to the boys. It looks better than the real thing.
Kari reluctantly hands it over because after the boys take it on one last joyride, this dead car driving will be facing the firing squad.
I think you forgot to install the parking brake on the Black Beauty.
Well, I need Kato.
Now it's time to get to the science of this experiment, and that is we have to shoot this car with the hopes that we weaken the structural integrity that will give us the best fighting chance of cutting this car in half with an elevator. It pains me to think that we're gonna shoot something this beautiful. And the only thing that gives me any consolation is the fact that we're gonna be using submachine guns to do it. I think I'll get over it.
I can't believe we're gonna do this.
All right, you ready?
No.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, fire!
Their goal is to match the movie scene shot for shot. If the Black Beauty on screen had over 200 bullet holes, well, theirs will too.
That didn't suck.
Clear.
We started off with 25 rounds. We moved it to 50. Finally, we got all the way up to 270 rounds. But I mean, I'm looking at it and I still see a lot of steel holding this car together. I don't think we've done enough structural damage with those rounds to actually cut this car with an elevator.
If there's a circle of hell for people who destroy beautiful cars, that's where we're going.
It lives!
Of course, this is the Black Beauty.
Let's go find some crime.
Let's go find an elevator.
Yeah.
Kari, Grant, and Tory, arriving in their bullet-riddled Black Beauty, are about to test the Green Hornet car-cleaving conundrum.
We're in the welding bay at Hunters Point so that we can test the myth from the Green Hornet that a car can be cut in half by an elevator. Now in the movie, this wasn't just any old elevator. This was a big glass elevator that the Black Beauty crashed through the side of and then got cut in half, not by the elevator's door frame, but actually by the ceiling. Now, we couldn't find any elevator like this at all anywhere. So, in MythBusters fashion, we're going to create our own.
And to do it, they've brought in over 3.5 tons of steel for the elevator's structure and a forklift to provide the lift's lift.
What I have here is a small-scale model of what we're going to be building. Now, these pieces here will all be steel I-beams, and across the top and the back. Now, the ceiling in the movie will be represented by a steel trench plate, which we'll weld to the top. So all of this is going to be welded to the steel floor below us, which is embedded in the concrete. Now, it's important that this thing is structurally sound, because when that forklift starts lifting the car, there's going to be a lot of force exerted on this structure, and it cannot move.
With the 3 steel beams lifted, shifted, and welded securely, and the elevator floor trench plate in position, the elevator replica is just about good to go.
You wanted the great mother of all elevators? Well, you got it. Behind me is 3.5 tons of steel, over 50 linear feet of weld. Now, a regular service elevator has a lift capacity of about 10,000 pounds. The forklift that we're using has 3.5 times that. If this can't cut the car in half, no elevator on Earth will. Second floor, ladies' lingerie.
Meanwhile, down on the ground floor, Black Beauty is maneuvered into position.
We're about to put our car into place, but we've drained all the fluids, so we need some heavy machinery to get it over there. And somebody shot up the tires.
All right, we're in the elevator.
Which means it's go time. But Kari isn't exactly confident this movie myth will play out as it did on screen.
We've built our elevator. We've fashioned our Black Beauty so that it has a nice little bullet hole zipper right through the side, and we're ready to cut it in half.
Are you guys ready?
Personally, I think it's gonna go like this. Squish. And then we're gonna have one kind of half pancakey car and possibly tear that thing out of the ground. Cut it in half, doubtful. Okay, this is the Green Hornet Black Beauty bifurcation by elevator. In 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, that would be a stop.
Bring it down.
Bring her down.
Okay.
Well, Kari called it. The structure broke free from the base. That's over 3.5 tons of steel secured with heavy-duty welds. If nothing else, the test showed what an elevator can do that's 3.5 times more powerful than a regular one.
All right, well, let's push this in place and we'll re-weld. So it's so important that our structure doesn't move. We tried lifting our car into our elevator and, well, the whole structure broke free. All the welds broke on the floor. So we have re-welded, but not only have we re-welded, we welded chain and actually put a towing chain over the entire structure that is actually embedded in our floor. So if this thing breaks, we're gonna have to rethink this whole process.
Okay, this is reinforced building for the Green Hornet Black Beauty bifurcation.
Let's cut this car in half.
All right.
In 3, 2, 1, go!
You know what? There's no way this is happening.
No way. I mean, that is way more powerful than a regular elevator, and we still were not able to cut that car in half.
But power isn't really the point. As Grant explains, it's about the way that power is applied.
So we set everything up just like they had in the movie. And you know, to get that sort of effect, that back end of the car being chopped off and falling down, you need a cutting force. What we have here is a crushing force.
This is amazing! Look at this!
All right, that is a smash car. That is not a car cut in half. And that was an unrealistic amount of force that we put on it.
Okay, I feel pretty good about going back to Seth and saying that this is busted.
Good luck. I don't think we're gonna be able to convince him.
So Seth, I hate to break it to you, but it looks like your movie myth is kind of busted.
Even after reducing the structural integrity with the machine guns, it's still not cutting in half.
Well, not so fast. Because I forgot to tell you something very important, and that is not only did Kato make the car front-wheel drive, he also installed the special zipper system that cuts the car in half, should that ever come up.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yes, we are very clever, us superheroes.
Oh, well. All right, so how are we going to continue?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious. We need to cut a car in half using conventional tools, not an elevator.
Cheese graters.
Or possibly demo saws, blow torches, and then just see how far we can drive our half car.
And this time, no more superhero excuses.
I'm not gonna need them, because it's gonna work.
So now that's the challenge.
Drive?
Front-wheel drive.
Is it really possible that the front half could make good its escape? Or is this scene Hollywood hyperbole?
There, you can let me out.
So obviously, the Black Beauty did not get cut in half quite like it happened in the movie. So if we're gonna replicate this myth and cut a car in half and try to drive it around, we're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. Big, destructive tools.
This is going to be fun.
But here's the catch. The Black Beauty in most cars of that era had rear-wheel drive. So we had to skip ahead a few decades to get this gorgeous land yacht here, which I have fondly named the Black Hoopty.
So rather than do a Kato and reconfigure a rear-wheel drive Imperial, the MythBusters Chop Shop is going to hack in half the Black Hoopty.
Now, the way we're going to do that, we're going to roll it on its side, take the doors off, cut through the bottom first, then the tops and the sides.
I'm pretty sure that's not the standard gas tank removal procedure.
Now, you got to remember, we're going to be cutting through the fuel line. We're going to be using torches, power tools, kicking up a lot of sparks. We don't want to fire. So before we start doing any cutting, we need to remove the gas tank. All right, gas tank removed. Let's start chopping this car up.
Nice.
It's important to note that although they've removed the gas tank for safety's sake, when it comes to the test, the residual fuel in the lines and engine should be enough to get the motor running. The question is, will the team be able to drive it?
Yeah! Now we're gonna flip the car on its side so that we can get easier access to the hardest part to cut, which is the chassis. Gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Let's chop this car up!
With the finishing line in sight, the team releases its inner destructive demons in a demo saw massacre.
That's a car cut in half!
Yeah, look at that.
That was awesome.
Let's see if the front end will drive.
But Tory's not confident. After all, they've removed the engine's energy source.
Now, we know the engine and the drive wheels are in the front. However, the gas tank with the fuel pump is in the back, and they're no longer connected. You like my new car? Got a lot of leg room. I mean, we might be able to start this car up, but I doubt we're gonna be able to drive it for long.
Meanwhile, our resident glass-half-full proponent is more confident.
I feel like there's a strong possibility that we're gonna be able to drive this car. Not very far. Okay, you ready? But I feel like if there's still a little fuel in there and we cut everything properly, we might get a little bit of a ride.
But at first, they can't even get it started.
Try turning it over.
However, they're not giving up yet. Thinking that there should be some residual gas in the fuel lines, it may just be a starter problem. So Tory squirts starter fluid directly into the carburetor.
Yeah, go, go, go! There you go.
Close, but not so far.
We removed like 2 inches!
Come on, go again.
To match the movie, they really need to drive the car a reasonable distance. If they don't, you could say the myth has hit the wall.
Go for it. Whoa! Yeah! No brakes! We drove through the wall! Oh, nice!
I have to say it's a nice car, but the turning radius sucks.
What the are you doing over there? Get through the wall.
The most dangerous job in the world. MythBusters' neighbor.
So in summary, the car started and even got going until it hit the wall. But let's face facts. With the fuel lines cut, it wasn't ever going to get very far. And that must mean the myth is busted. Unless, back at the shop, Seth has any more excuses up his superhero sleeve.
So even if we weren't talking superheroes, this would still be busted. Because when the car's cut in half, it doesn't run for very long.
Yeah, some might say that's because someone drove it directly into a wall.
Details!
All right, well, I guess that's one way of saying our test came to an abrupt ending. But I mean, let's face it, we put fuel in the lines, and I had to use starter fluid in the carburetor to even get the car going.
True, but the superhero in me would like to remind you that Kato knew this car was going to be cut in half all along, so he put a reserve fuel tank in the front of the car, so when our car is cut in half, no fuel lines were actually cut in the first place.
In which case, we need to modify our half car and see if we can make it run for longer.
Boom!
Okay, so Seth is stretching, but it's a legitimate test. If the half car had the fuel, could it drive for long enough to make a superhero-style getaway? To find out, the team hits the Petaluma Speedway. But before they test the half car, they're getting their bearings in a race car, testing out the track. And Grant's nerves. And with a couple of laps under their belts, they're ready to prep their ride. Just as Seth suggested his superhero sidekick Kato did, they're adding a reserve fuel tank in the front.
Without fuel, you don't go anywhere.
But even with fuel, will they go anywhere? Will their half car be able to overcome the friction caused by the drag of the undercarriage? And will the compromised structure remain intact for any kind of distance?
I think it'll make it 3 laps.
Man, I would be happy if it made it 1.
Dude, I think 5.
Yeah? Let's go.
All right, let's try.
It's a simple challenge. Given access to fuel, can this fraction of a car really drive around the track, making a superhero-style escape?
Eat my dust.
Tory, in the driver's seat, dreaming action hero dreams, is about to find out.
A lot of pressure on this race. I gotta get a win, because let's face it, if I don't get a win, all my sponsors are gonna drop me.
And I got voted out of the driver's seat because I'm too crazy?
There's a lot of pressure on this one.
Really?
Woo! Purrs like a kitten.
This is half car drag race. In 3, 2, 1, go! Get it? Drag race?
That's a promising start, and somewhat unexpected because despite a safe, steady speed on the first lap,
He's maintaining about 20 right now.
Tory is clearly having no problems at all. Not what the team thought before they started.
Picking up speed. He's up to 30.
That's lap 1!
When Tory first started out, he started out slow because, let's face it, this is the first time we've ever driven a car that's been cut in half. And so his laps were maybe 10, 15 miles an hour. Once he started getting the hang of driving it, he punched it. And on the straightaways, he peaked out at over 40 miles an hour.
I cannot believe how fast and how well this car drives. I mean, the handling's a little tricky. It's kind of like driving on a wet road or maybe an icy road.
That is crazy!
That was lap 19. You're coming in for 20. I'm going to be stopping you there.
I cannot believe it. It worked. Cutting a car in half, driving it worked.
Against all the odds, at exceeding all 3 team members' expectations by a factor of at least 4, Tory completed 20 laps without a problem.
That was crazy!
That's 20 laps at 40 miles an hour, and the car was sparking like it was catching on fire.
Oh, that was great. No problems at all.
Half car altered? Plausible.
Totally plausible.
Oh, if the Black Beauty had a reserve fuel tank and if it had separate brake lines, yeah.
Hey,
That was awesome.
don't doubt Kato.
Good job.
That was awesome. Oh my God, I could keep going.
So every technical challenge that we presented Seth, he had an answer for. The Black Beauty, Kato moved the fuel cell up front. He had a special superhero zipper system that cut the car in half. And you know what? When we addressed all of those issues, it turns out the Black Beauty could have easily driven as a half car. I mean, Tory did 20 laps in this thing, 0 problems handling. This is totally plausible.
So it's plausible. You can drive half a car. But what about the myth as a whole? For that wrap, it's back to the shop.
Yeah, I think we've done enough damage here.
All right, right, so how are we gonna wrap this one up?
I think we're gonna have to call this one busted.
Whoa. I think I saw a different show than you guys.
We were not able to cut a car in half with
The
an elevator.
car has a zipper thing in it. It cuts itself in half.
All right, what about the fuel line?
He put it all in the front. He knew.
Okay. In the perfect superhero world, if the Black Beauty happened to be a front-wheel drive, unlike anything of the era, and the gas tank were in the front, and the brakes were in the front, and it could get cut in half by an elevator, sure, it's totally plausible.
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 Nope.
So it's confirmed.
Don't press your luck.
Okay, I'll take plausible.